Alright. So, who should be left? We are bowling. So yeah, I mean, I built some teams. I did build some teams. Some teams, some deems. This is actually a pretty interesting team, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think it kind of has, like, all the pieces there in some sense. Like, so this is definitely kind of a don't county out team, I think. And especially with that. Then yeah, I mean, we just change this moveset to facade. Like facade liquidation or double edge liquidation. If we really don't want to will-o-wisp ourselves. I mean, the thing is, if you are will-o-wisping yourself, you're turning yourself into a facade bot, right? Whereas if you run double edge, I mean, you can still click liquidation whenever you want, but there's no guts for alligator. So that's a thing. But as cool as this team looks, it was not actually my plan to use this team today. I'm gonna just say that, like, don't count me out again. But what I actually wanted to do was make a, okay. I actually wanted to make a Azumarill team since I have this Funboy Shiny Azu. So looks like I do already have the right moveset, which is good, right? So we don't have to worry as much about that. We really just need to more so think about who we are pairing with said boy. So first and foremost, I'm looking at this Sableye and I'm thinking, like, is Sableye kind of good? Where am I gonna put it for now? I'm just gonna put it in this slot since we're gonna have to change its items. This will go here. So, something that I was thinking about with this team is that we could actually run, like, Frostlass. I haven't tried Mega Frostlass yet, but I do think it is an interesting Pokemon. And Sneezy Breezy Deluxe. This is the Sneezy Breezy. Sneasler is a good Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest though, like, I've been really liking Conkeldurr. Like, it just does what it needs to do. Like, can we be honest? Like, you send out Conkeldurr, it hits hard, it has Mach Punch, it has Ice Punch. We're having a good time. But I do think, in some sense, Conkeldurr misses out sometimes because it would like to have Thunder Punch over one of its moves, but I definitely don't feel comfortable running like Thunder Punch over Drain Punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drain Punch is definitely the move. So, there's that. I do want Sinistra, and I think that's kind of just a thing. So we'll put Sinistra on there. Alright, so now we have these guys. I was going to say maybe Venu, but at this point we really don't. Like, we could actually, because it has the thick fat, right? So in some sense it's still kind of a decent option for this team. But I think Leech Seed Venu would definitely be the way to go for doing that, right? I don't know if I even have a Venusaurite. So let's just filler it into this spot and then look at what items we have. I think we would have seen it already. So yeah, we don't have the Venusaurite. That is something we will have to think about. But for now, Serena's a Pokemon. That likes Choice Scarf. That Zen Headbutt is funny to me for sure. So what I wouldn't mind, honestly, is like the conch, like I was talking about, and then like Dragapult. So I'm kind of just thinking of ways that I can be annoying here, and I do see how Serena kind of anti-synergizes with. It's not that it anti-synergizes with Sinistcha, it's just sometimes I actually think that's something that I need to get over, is the idea that you like have to not I don't like running more like the same type twice on a team. Like, so like having two grass Pokemon I usually shy away from, but like we also have two ghost Pokemon, don't we? So you know what I mean? Excuse me. Let's just keep working on these items. So obviously we're not running Choppleberry. Let's go look at my recent items or whatever. It could run Scarf. I'm not saying like it can't. I actually think that Scarf Sableye is like quite annoying when you consider that like getting one thing off can actually be quite annoying for Sableye. So you know, if we really do just want an item, you know, there's definitely that. So, young Conch, the homie, I mean, we could run White Herb Conch, I'm not gonna lie. I think it feels silly a little bit. Right now. Scope Lens. So yeah, I'm definitely thinking right now like either Leftovers or Shell Bell. It just feels good, I guess. And then Dragapult I also think is another good candidate for the Focus Sash. So that's something I'm going to need to keep in consideration. Dragapult likes the Scope Lens. But I'm actually thinking about changing its moveset. So I want to go to the training, and then first I need to fix this. So we fixed that. I don't have anything to fix here. Here, not necessarily, but like technically. What I was doing is fixing Dragapult. So this is just like never changed. Okay. So I'm thinking we can keep Dragon Darts. There's no reason we can't. But I want to run either Will-O-Wisp or Thunder Wave. Usually leaning towards Wisp, of course. And then there's a good chance we're going to want to keep the Dragon Claw, I'm being honest. But we can, but like Darts are good. Darts are good. So I actually think I'm gonna keep the Dragon Claw for now, and I'm gonna try running a Dragon Fang. And then yeah. So I need interesting ways to surprise certain Pokemon in the meta, and Sneasler is one of them, obviously. So I think the thing that we're checking the least at the moment is Bastion, which we do have Sinistcha and Serena for technically, but we also have Quarsh, which is always fun. We have Fake Out Rain Dance, Wisp, and Quarsh. That is another reason to potentially run Will-O-Wisp or Protect on Dragapult. But I like Will-O-Wisp because you can start it in front of King Gambit. You can start like Conkeldurr, Dragapult. I mean, technically if you're doing that, you're already disincentivizing the King Gambit to do something right, but Will-O-Wisp Drain Punch is a good lead. Technically, I think you could also lead like Serena, Dragapult, but then you don't have to play Sucker Punch Mind Games, so never mind. So technically, you lead something else. You lead, you know, a Zoomeroo. Let's just start playing. Let's give Dragon. Okay, so we got Dragon Fang, Dragapult, which I still think might not KO Garchomp, so that's something we're gonna have to play with. And then, yeah, looking alright. So my Trick Room team would definitely... We have, like, a Trick Room team, and then we have, like, a regular, right? So, like, if we're not going Trick Room, we can kind of just bring, like, anything. And then if we're really trying to go Trick Room, like, hard Trick Room, we bring Sinistra, Azumarill, Conk, and Sableye. We could also switch Zen Headbutt off Serena for U-turn, but Serena likes Zen Headbutt sometimes, like. I think we might want to try that, but for now I want to use the team stuff. We are 2 days left. Alright. We are sending. Hope everyone is doing well, though. So this is definitely the type of team that I found, or I was expecting to be scary. So I don't hate leading. What am I actually thinking about right now? Like, what do I actually do? Good stuff. So we could definitely use, like, taunt on at least something, I suppose. I actually don't hate leading, like, Sinistra Conk right now with Dragapult Azu in the back. But we'll see if I'm making the wrong decision. I actually kind of like the original. Citrus is kind of bad. I go for Heat Wave and okay. In some way I'm not mad about that, but you're also not in that good of a position. So, oh, this Dragon Claw's actually, like, kind of nice right now. The problem is that I don't think I can rely on it to KO. Because if I could, I would literally just belly drum right now. And, like, they would be sweating. Yeah. Okay. So Alright. So obviously we whisk the Gambit. And then we go for belly jump. Yeah. That's good. Click it into Dragapult though. Ah. That's okay. We had fun. That's so let's see. I did bait them into not clicking Trick Room, so there's that. It just didn't necessarily get us out of it. And so it definitely feels like potentially just having taunt on something definitely would have been a better way to deal with that. So, we could run Taunt Dragapult. I'm not saying we couldn't. Doesn't get it. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, there they are. So let's think. Serena does get taunt. If we're doing that, we're pretty much committing to not running Scarf. So I will say that you're not gonna face Torkoal Trick Room specifically that often right now, but we should also still have more clear answers to for Farigiraf, right? And so if anything, that would be what we put in either the Serena slot or the Dragapult slot. We could do a Tyranitar. I'm not saying we couldn't. I actually think Tyranitar would have been really good in that last matchup. So that is actually something I'm kind of thinking. Let's try Gyarados for one match, and then we'll see. T-Tar could be good. I definitely think T-Tar could be good. Nice. So here we definitely need to be careful, obviously, because, you know, they have things that are at least decent in Trick Room, and we have, I don't know, a semi-awkward matchup for it. But I will say that a lead of either Dragapult, Azumarill looks pretty decent, or I kind of think Sinistra Conk might be one of our best leads right now. And then so we do Sinistra Conk, Azu in the back, and Gyarados, Oso, Gyarados can definitely do things, but I think I would lean towards the Goblin or our friend Casper for sure. I think if we're bringing Sableye, we really need to make it do things, which is a reason why we might have brought Dragapult for when Trick Room ends. They will, however, so I'm thinking let's just go for Trick Room and Ice Punch. I can definitely see, yeah, I was gonna say I can see that, which is scary. Good play. You shouldn't be tailwinding. Oof. We tank those. So I am gonna reluctantly switch my targeting decisions. I say reluctantly because it technically gives them an out, by just protecting, right? But like, yeah. There we go. Okay, so we do need to be careful about the Sucker Punch, unfortunately. So I'm gonna Rage Powder, and I'm gonna go for the Drain Punch still. Yep. Second one doesn't work. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so I expected the Chople, but that's great healing, and then we do need to be fortunate here. But this is definitely possible. Okay. That is not fortunate. Okay. So, look, we didn't even play this one bad. Like, I think in some sense, maybe I should have just gone for the Aqua Jet on the Basket Legion. Like, we had +4. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm just... Maybe I was, being unrealistic about how much damage we had the potential to do there. But... I mean, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, it's not my fault. I actually think we should have gone for the Aqua Jet though, which sucks. I made the right plays. Can't say I didn't make the right plays. But we're also kind of just using this Azumarill just because I got a shiny Azumarill and I was like, let's do Azumarill. So, there's also that. So I don't necessarily hate this lead, I just think it's obviously susceptible to Gengar. But Conch Gyarados is not a terrible back bring. So something that I think would actually be kind of interesting would be Focus Sash Sinistcha on this team. But it really wouldn't put us in that much better of a position. We are losing pretty spectacularly in all these matches, of course, which means that we don't really have a team that is supporting as well as it could. We might win this. I'm not saying we couldn't, but like, yeah, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that what we would basically do, in my opinion, is we bring the Gyarados Gyarados in. We can't switch into Young Kong from the trunk. We go for Belly Drum just in case, I guess, like, and then we click Crunch. And then we click Crunch. Goodbye. Alright. Sure. We go for Aqua Jet. We go for Waterfall. Yeah, that's what I would do. Switched my targeting decision for me. Thanks, homie. But so they should obviously have Protect Incineroar here, but they do not seem to. They go for the card. Okay, yeah. So, just didn't really work for them, you know what I mean? We just... I wouldn't say had the tools, I would say we had the things in the right position at the right time, and they did not go for the right moves at the right time. So, you know, if you have Sludge Bomb, you click it instead of whatever they clicked. Yeah. So I'm gonna say it's either that or the what's it called that I was just looking at? The bright powder. We also could probably take Will-O-Wisp off for either Recover or Encore. I think Encore is kind of one of the bread and butter pieces of making this, what I'm doing here, scary, right? So we should technically actually have that. Let's see, so... I just saw. I'm trying not to talk super loud right now because it's late, but I'm not very good at talking quiet. Fusion, Sludge Bomb. Protect. And then I was actually thinking Leech Seed. So we'll get to that. I don't really know if we have a slot for it on the team right now, so that might have to be for another team. At least, I think we would have to completely rework this if we wanted to do Azumarill and Mega Venusaur. I think we could keep the Sableye, but I think pretty much everything else would have to be changed. Well, Dragapult we could probably keep. This is gonna be scary. What up, Sleep Pair? How you doing, homie? We got some scary Jerry stuff going on here. The peps, man. The peps will... Hey, look, the peps will get you. Like, let's be honest. The peps will get you. So... I don't think we have a very good matchup right now, like in any way, shape, or form. I don't know, I just don't know what I want to start, if I'm being honest, because I really feel like they're going to start peps. And I'd like to get this belly drum off, but I'm also afraid of Helioptile. So it's kind of like, what if they just start Helioptile peppers? Like, do I lead Dragapult? Like, is that somehow solving it? It's not, like, you know? So maybe let's lead this with Gyarados and this team is so silly. Like, we get our viewers when it's the silliest and things aren't working, like, you know. So that's it. This is not a terrible lead for us. Conk is not necessarily putting in work right now. But I think I will switch in Gyarados right now and protect. I just think that we can't. No, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to protect, and I'm going to protect. So I just didn't want to eat that right now. I am going to go for... I don't love the switch into Gyarados, but I do think that it's kind of the right play right now. And then go for the belly drum. So we gotta be a little worried here, of course. Up comes the X. Defense rises, special defense spell. Okay. So kind of unfortunate because that doesn't really help us, obviously, but based on the pieces that I still have left, I think I can probably get away with this right now. That's like, alright, you know what I'm saying? I almost like have trouble believing, unless I'm not running a huge power Azuma. Belly drum just don't hit like it used to, I guess. Like, I don't know, man. Because that was upsetting, if I'm gonna be honest. That was pretty upsetting. In terms of damage. Yeah. I mean, there's no way I can, so I'm gonna call that, and then I'm just going to kind of either build something else, or I'm going to try that Super Spice team that I was looking at. Like, sure, we could have used Kangaskhan. Like, we could have just used the Kangaskhan team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the fact that we just, like, did nothing there is like, is it working correctly? Like I could see that they might have still lived on like a sliver, but like that definitely did not look like huge power damage. So, I don't know, man. But this team is spicy. This team will do scary things. I think we might want to change like Strength Sap for Life Dew. But this other team also here is kind of wild. We don't technically look ready to use Mega for Alligator with this moveset, and we don't have the VP to do it right now. So I am going to try, actually, let's see, hold on. This is probably just the luck thing. Okay, so there you go. So we run Liquidation, Double Edge, I guess. And then Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance is a move. I'm just gonna say that. So if we're doing that, we can probably afford to run Adamant if we're lucky. I actually don't know what speed tier we're gonna be falling in. So the one thing about this team is that we actually don't really have that good of a use of Parabolic Charge. So I think we should actually be running Thunderbolt. Or Volt Switch, I mean, or Electro Web. We'll see how that goes. Definitely Sash though, yeah, definitely Sash. I think Electro Web might be the better move, but I will definitely be interested to see what happens here. And I'm definitely thinking we need to give up on this Conkeldurr. this conch might need to be changed for like a Sneasler or something. I don't know. This is not a terrible one, I'm gonna be honest, for Alligator. I think we do have some things that we need to be very careful about. It's kind of unfortunate how easy it is to lose to just Incineroar. Nah, that's just GG's, like... So I thought I had Taunt Talonflame, and I don't. And we actually would have been able to get out of that. So. It's not even like it was over, right? Like, technically I could have just kept playing. I think Feraligatr was positioned decently well into their team, but I was expecting myself to have the tools to get out of that, and I didn't, so kind of annoying. Let's... Yeah. I mean, because to be honest, like, that game was still very winnable. I just, I didn't like how it went. Didn't like how that one was going. Guess you could say I'm a little tilted, but if this one goes very poorly, I'm literally just gonna switch to that Orthworm team, because that Orthworm team is actually kind of good, so it's like, you know. We can do Talonflame here. We can do Feraligatr. We could do like Talongator lead with I don't hate Heliolisk here, I really don't. I also think Conkeldurr doesn't match up very well into most of it. This does, but only so well. Especially if they have Scarf. So we've definitely got a cast of characters here of varying goodnesses to the situation. I think I'm the thing I'm the most worried about honestly here is this Kangaskhan, if it's a scrappy Kangaskhan, so that's the one thing that I was thinking about bringing the Conk for. They do work. So I am just gonna Tailwind right now. Kind of like, what else am I supposed to do? And then I need to watch my moves because I keep like almost running out of time. Big gun fort. Big gun fort for your mains. Why am I running Bright Powder? Talonflame? Why am I running Bright Powder Talonflame? Chandelier? And like, I'm pretty sure I am too. I mean, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Talonflame, like, you could've, you don't think he could've hooked the homie up? Like, you don't think that was kind of your moment there? Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That was kind of your moment there. This isn't even gonna KO. Sad. So the reason why I didn't bring out Dragapult is because, yeah, so at least we predict that. And we do see it. So now I do want to go for the dueling unicorns. I know it's going to look like a bad play, but I do expect their Whimsicott to live a hit. And they go for the Chandelier. So unfortunately for them, they have not done any damage to my Talonflame, which means I'm just going to set Tailwind right back up. And then, in that case, I have Dry Skin. GG. Don't count me out. Alright. So we had to play some mind games there, but you know what? It worked. That obviously would have gone a little differently if they had landed the first fake out. Yeah, they definitely would have been able to stop me from mashing Tailwinds, which would have been a little scary, but I don't think that the Feraligatr pressuring the Basculegion with a double edge was a fun prospect either. So we also completely nullified the Basque with the Heliolist, so there is that. After this match, I think if I don't switch teams, I am going to at least consider switching Conk, though. Because this, right here, this is one of the best teams. Like, can we beat one of the best teams? And I don't know. We really don't have much that likes facing Sylveon right now. I do think we can technically start, like, Talon Feraligatr or something with Heliolisk, and then we just need to be really careful around this Sylveon. But the question is, what would we put on the team, right? Like, it would basically have to be just Sneasler or something. So we go Arizard, which is not that unsurprising, I guess. We go for Tailwind, we go for... I kind of feel like we're having fun here, like, are we not? Like, Like, let's just say this. If, here to therefore, this double edge just one-shots this Charizard, like, we're kind of having fun. Like, kind of having fun. Alright. Yeah! It's so stupid. Nice. I mean, like, sometimes you gotta at least give a girl props. Like, at least gotta give a shout out to Feraligatr for that. Like, but they did it, so that's probably GG's. I don't really know what I can do to put myself in a favorable position right now. I do think, unfortunately, that it feels like I need damage on the Aerodactyl, but I also like really need to whittle down this Sylveon, so I'm going to, at my own kind of on advice, I mean, like, it's fine. Talonflame is very bad at its job. Like, you could have at least missed the Aerodactyl if you're gonna miss, like my guy, like... like, I didn't even target the right thing and I missed, like, you know? Sucks. What it is, what it is. Alright. We're getting somewhere. Talonflame. Like, you can literally do Ooh, the dry skin is unfortunate. Oh, I could have clicked Hyper Voice. That might lose me the game. But they go for Rock Tomb. Okay. Alright, so we will win this one. I don't like this team. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not liking how this team feels. It's scary. Doesn't KO. Yep, knew that. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Nah, that's GG. That's GG's. How you gonna beat Heliolisk, my boy? That's a lizard. That's a fast lizard. Silly stuff. So, what can I say about those games? Let's look at the team. Clefable did nothing. Conk did nothing. So we've definitely got ourselves a core here. I don't think Clefable is terrible. I just think it definitely did not find a time to do what you would quote-unquote like it to do. I think that would be better. In general, this team would be much better. And we can definitely still play with this Kang slot. I kind of just threw Kang on there because I like it. But I think Sinistra could still definitely be strong on this team. A grass Pokemon just kind of looks good, right? So I kind of want to try playing like a match or two with this team and then just call it for the night. We definitely don't need this. Well, let's not county out too quick. Like, let's not county out too quick with the 90% accuracy. You know what I'm saying? That was actually kind of clutch. But yeah, let's switch strengths up for life deal. So Life Dew, Trick Room, Rage Powder, Matcha Gotcha, yeah. Hmm. So this team, we definitely could run the Dragon Fang actually on Garchomp. I think we could also try Mega Garchomp. I'm not necessarily opposed to that. But we have Mega Gyarados. I think the way the team looks, it looks like it'd be a Sandbell Garchomp team with Tyranitar. Okay. So we're gonna have to be pretty careful here because obviously they have Lucario. Really, that's kind of the thing. So I don't hate starting Rotom, and the Shark I actually think is pretty good. We do need to be careful around Raichu, but we have Disquake, which is good. And then we can bring the Worm. I don't say that the Worm is terrible, I just think it's a little awkward. And it's definitely either Sinister or Gyarados, I would say. Leaving out Talonflame I think looks funny here, but I also think there is a strong reason to do so. We'll see. I think this is gonna heavily hinge on, I think, this last Pokemon that we're bringing. Like, the Gyarados, while it checks certain things, definitely does not provide the same support as Sinister, right? And that's kind of just how it is. So we've got a pretty happy little Rock Slide Disquake. I mean, not Discharge, but they do miss. It does miss the Blastoise, which sucks. But we do have Discharge, like I said. Which does exactly 50. Okay, so unfortunately my intuitions were right that I technically should have gone for Earthquake. But we're not just losing yet, I guess. So the thing that I don't like about this position is that I feel incentivized to go for a Protect Hydro. We'll see what they do here if they switch. cut a guy a little slack at least, like, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, I would have been better off hydro pumping the Blastoise that turn. Doesn't matter because we were gonna miss. Those misses definitely stack up, unfortunately. I do think there was maybe ways we could have got out of that, but if we went for Earthquake on turn 1, would have helped. Having double taunt now is kind of awkward, but it just means that we're a little safer, which is nice. Dragon Flame. Alright. I will give it maybe one more with this team, or 2 more, and then I'm gonna call it for the night because it is late. We are late night gaming. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Don't forget to like or subscribe if you have not already. And yeah, we appreciate, we as in me, because we are out here, but okay. So I don't hate leading Talonflame, I think it just looks super awkward. And then it is kind of still Talonchomp if we're being honest. Orthworm looks awkward but not terrible. And then Rotom. So in that last one, we brought Gyarados over Sinistcha, and I'm trying to think if that was what like lost us the game. I don't really feel like it was. So obviously this Frostlass is going to be annoying. We actually start Frostlass fast. Frostlass fast. So right now I basically just need to decide whether I think the rock slide damage is going to be more than the earthquake damage. And I do think that right now the rock slide damage is going to be important because Frostlass is a very threatening Pokemon, hopefully not faster than Talonflame. Here we go. Solid damage. Clinchers? You gonna crit me, that's rude. Clinchers though? You can have flinchers. You could flinch. Hey, you know, like, someone had to say it. Because certainly I was going to, if no one else did. Yeah. It's good to know that it does that much. So I did not think about what I had in the back, but it looks like we're pretty fine here. Yeah. So let's think. I'm actually going to go for the Thunderbolt here and do Iron Defense. The Iron Defense is scary because I might have... They might just charge Electro Shot here, but they go for Flash. It doesn't do nothing, I'll say that, but we should have leftovers. No, we have Citrus spared. Okay. We have leftovers on that. So that gets a little more scary. I do think that we should technically be going for Thunderbolt Iron Defense this turn. Yeah, that's easy. Okay. The other team was doing better, for sure. I'm not gonna lie about that. They have chop large. Silly. Looks like we actually were not in the KO, which is unfortunate. Alright. So what will I say? This team is definitely underdeveloped, you know? I kind of just threw it together and I was like, this is a team. Like, these Pokemon quote-unquote work together. But you know what I mean, like, it is what it is. So I think if anything, I would like to go back to the other team for one match, and then after that just call it for the day. So something I've been doing that I think most people have definitely opted away from is running Throat Chop Sneasler. And Throat Chop Sneasler definitely does not look terrible here when you consider that our opponent has some kind of annoying things. So the problem is that we still can't really beat a lead of Oranguru super easily. We do have the Talonflame, which is nice, but I think we kind of do have to lead like Sneasler, you know, bring the Feraligatr in the back. And I really don't hate Kangaskhan here. Kangaskhan has a less favorable matchup into Eruption, obviously, and Sneasler. But I don't know. I just don't know if Dragapult can really make the difference in this one. So that I expected. Unfortunately. 10% of the time. They're gonna water spout, like, kinda would've liked that damage. Okay, so there's a chance that that wins me the game. Small chance. Because, like, I kind of have to move first. GG's. We actually had that, man. Like, we just needed to do one more game. We just needed to do one more game. Did you see how Last Resort Kangaskhan was gonna just win? And technically also Liquidation. Oh. That sucks. So this will be scary. I don't hate leading what? I don't hate leading Dragapult, as weird as that seems. I just think that we need to be very careful about what we bring to this matchup. So I kind of think that Heliolisk and then Feraligatr with Sneasler looks like the best. Yeah, that was definitely anyone's game, you know, which is good. We go for the tailwind. Okay. Yeah, because they have Sash, Bastard Legion on this team, I'm assuming, so they're kind of just thinking, like, I'm not living a Thunderbolt either. Look at the lightning and the thunder, which is unfortunate for us. I think now though, now this actually does get a little scary. Because, like, I want to bring out Feraligatr, right? I just think that it's, like, very risky. So what I'm actually thinking right now is I'm going to double edge the Dragonite, and I'm going to... I could click Thunderbolt, I could click Glare. I actually think that Thunderbolt is probably my best play here. So we get the double edge. Now they gotta start worrying about. So I'm actually going to go for this double up here with Thunderbolt double edge. Like, I know we're technically reducing the double edge damage, but I think it should in some way do enough. No, that's not. Okay. Okay, so where this gets scary is where they live it. Where I don't care is where I think it feels like they don't have Protect, and I go for Thunderbolt this turn. They do have Sash Pelbert, you bastard. Okay, I might have just thrown. I was calling a wide guard there. It's okay. This shouldn't do a lot. Yeah, we should be good. Okay. They might be able to get out of this. There's a very good chance that I'm not doing enough. But it felt like a roll. I saw that they were at like 32 or whatever and they went down to 8. Like, I get it. But let's just say, like, that felt very dicey. Ooh. Where are my achievements, man? Like, give me some achievements for all this. So that's going to do it for today. We'll see what happens in the next one, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely a late night stream, but I do appreciate y'all. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the matches, and we will see what happens in the next one. I'll probably get you guys something with this team, you know. I'll get you guys some matches out. I'll get you guys a round of matches tomorrow using this team, cut up from all that, and then I will get you guys this replica team. Alright, so we have definitely got ourselves a bit of a silly team here today. We've got a Feraligatr team with the Dragon Dance Double Edge. So this team can definitely catch people off guard, let's be honest. Like, I do see that our Dragapult is running a nonsense item right now, so that's something that I'm probably gonna just go change like immediately, and gonna just have to redo the battle team ID, so never mind on that. Alright, so here is this pretty silly team we've got going on. Dragon Dance Feraligatr, you know. We definitely didn't click Dragon Dance much in this video, but we did see that Double Edge can be very scary. Does a lot more damage than you kind of think it's going to. And then pretty decent supporting cast. Like, I wanted to try Heliolisk. I think Dry Skin plus Focus Sash is definitely awkward when you do come into a Sun matchup, right? But like, Heliolisk just kind of feels like it really wants to make sure it's going to live a hit, so like, having that Sash is nice. And then the Bright Powder Talonflame is like not something that you would really run at all, but it is hilarious. And it has definitely got us out of some things in this match, or in these matches, so there's that. We're running Taunt to deal with the Farigirafs and stuff, but I still think it's not like a perfect answer. And then we have non-fake out Sneasler, which is kind of just the way that I like to run it. Like, I do think Throat Chop is not perfect on Sneasler, but it has its times. And then the Psychic Fangs Dragapult is very good at countering opposing Sneaslers. So, kind of just some interesting stuff going on, right? I wanted to use Kangaskhan again too, so we've got that scrappy Last Resort Kangaskhan coming back, and we definitely did see it being able to do things in the one match we brought it to, since we had a bit of a team adaptation halfway through the matches. But if that Blastoise did not live on 1, we were definitely winning. And, you know, technically that wasn't Kangaskhan's fault, like it was Feraligator's fault. If they just close combated Kangaskhan, they probably were gonna win, so like, let's just say that. But if Kangaskhan for some reason does live a close combat from Sneasler, all power to it, you know what I'm saying? So we had fun, but yeah, give the team a try. Let me know what you think, obviously. Like I said, the Focus Sash definitely does anti-synergize a little bit with dry skin, but it works. We didn't click Glare at all in this video. I think Glare could definitely be replaced by Volt Switch or Electro Web, but everything has its time, of course, and you know, give the team a try. Let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed the matches, and thank y'all again for tuning into the stream. So peace out.